Good morning, and welcome back to the lake. This is going to be my last video on Sandy Hook. Unless somebody comes up with something really outrageous, I feel like I need to address, whatever the case may be. But I was watching several videos, and one came up and hit me. The person that posted was Olim Ezhar. I apologize if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. But there were three things in his video that, I don't know, didn't make any sense. Okay? Well, two things, I'm sorry. One wasn't his, one was InfoWars. But here, I'm going to go over them. First off, he shows a photo of Victoria Soto, one of the school teachers that were murdered, with a young child and an older gray-haired gentleman who was given the Texas Longhorn sign with his hand. And then he tells us how that photo appears on the news, which it did, and that they had cropped the old man out. Doesn't really explain why they would crop him out, but that they did. And then he shows the video from the newscast. Well, the truth is they didn't crop him out. He's in the photograph. However, the story was about Victoria Soto, so the camera people zoomed in more on her. Yes, it still showed the little boy, and the old man was no longer on the TV, but he was still in the photo. So I just don't get that one. The second point he made was that Victoria Soto and Carly are the same person. And he determines this by showing a video of Miss Victoria performing a song at some contest. While she's performing, she bends her left arm, bringing her lower arm up, and it's pointed away from her body, i.e. towards the audience. Okay? Then he shows the photo that everybody's seen on the news of her sister, Carly, somewhere. I don't know if she was at the firehouse or at the school, on her cell phone, being very distraught over either the possibility that her sister had been killed or she had already found out that her sister had been killed. Either way, one, her being distraught over it's no big deal. That's, to me, would be a normal reaction, thinking that someone that close to you had been murdered or knowing it, okay? But in that photo, she bends her arm, her left arm, just like Victoria. The only difference is, instead of her hand pointing out towards the audience, it is clenched to the center of her chest. And he says that they bend their arms exactly the same way, therefore it's the same person. Well, the only thing that is similar with the positioning of the arms in the two photos he shows is that they're bent at the elbow. So I could be Victoria's sister, I guess, because that's where my arm bends. The third and final on this is InfoWars. InfoWars insinuates, as well as many others, that there was a second gunman. He was found in the woods. He was arrested. And they know he was arrested, I guess, because he was handcuffed in the woods, brought out of the woods, and then he was placed in the front seat of a police vehicle. Okay, first you got to understand that just because you're put in cuffs doesn't mean you were arrested. Okay? You could be being detained, which, if they hadn't found this guy in the woods and detained him, as I assume they did, that they weren't doing their job. But they did find him. They did cuff him. They did question him. But they didn't arrest him, apparently. I haven't seen anything saying they arrested him. So, speculation, bad information, and BS. Typical. So, that's all I got to say on it. Enjoy your day.